D4 still bad? Question mark. Let's find out.
Diablo 4 Season 2.
Okay. Words.
It's got a lot of people making an expression like that. It has brought a number of people back, and I think that it's better than people had expected.
It's hog, babe.
True. Thank you, Asmon, for as always watching my videos. He knows. That's exactly what I said.
All right, how about it, y'all? Look, I'm gonna try to make this as short and sweet as possible. My voice is done. We've been having a damn hootenanny over on Twitch, trying to have fun playing this game, and been cutting up and acting a fool and hollering and singing and all that. So if you want to join in on the clown show, follow me on Twitch. Now, don't come over there if you want to see some badass dude playing Diablo. If you need that, you need to go, like, follow Rax or DM or somebody.
Yeah.
You need that. If you need to see a clown, as you see what I'm wearing, then you're in the right place.
What the
okay,
fuck
listen.
is that?
First of all, my clown suit.
It looks like it's something repurposed from a trash can. I like it, but still looks like something repurposed from a trash can. But I still like it. Huh. Interesting.
This is my official Diablo 4 Mobilytics hoodie that they sent me in July. I got a video on that. It was kind of a surprise. Really cool.
What?
Also made me...
What? Why didn't I get one? What the fuck? Are you kidding?
What?
Yeah, bro, I look at this. This looks nice.
You realize I might have security.
It doesn't look nice. It looks like something that you have a wife and she divorces you over with. But it does look comfy, so it does make it look seem worth it, probably.
Leak.
It's not official?
So got it all fixed. So thank you, Mobilytics, for this. It's finally cool enough down here in South Georgia that I can wear it. And it's also a good time, even though it makes me look like I'm 700 pounds. Let's go ahead and...
It's all right.
Fill that there.
I mean, it would make technical lot of sense if you were 700 pounds. America.
There we go. Oh, that's what I'm going to look like about 4 years of streaming.
Damn.
But I'm here to officially let y'all know D4 has moved up a tier from D4 bad to D4 mid.
Bad-ish.
That's right. D4 mid. So it's like...
I think that's probably true. What do y'all think?
Nah, that's not true. You're going off the script, Asmon. But you know who OCD brain, I guess. D4 is not mid. D4 is still bad-ish. Okay, Season 2 was just a pleasant surprise in the fact that it wasn't the worst thing ever. I expected nothing from Season 2, and instead of that, we had, well, almost something. You know, the Vampiric power is still generic. You know, classes still not balanced. Still so many issues of quality of life. I don't even know how gems work anymore. I have no idea why I suddenly have gems in my inventory, even though there's a separate gem. Is that a bug? I don't know. But in any case, it's still bad. And trust me, when we go into the next week, people are probably going to play enough of it. And Season 2, the savior of Diablo 4, is going to be, well, the exact same repeat of Diablo when it launched. It's amazing for the first week, and then people slowly start to understand that there's 15 trillion problems with it still.
Think D4 mid? Is that accurate?
Mexican brick. It's got some seeds and stems. To get the job done, might give you a headache. So, it's great that they fixed the resistances. It's great that they added some items. It's great that they added, you know, Duriel and Lord Zit and all this stuff. That's awesome. I'm not being sarcastic. That's cool. I'm glad those were there. They should have been in there to begin with. But we're not going to beat that dead horse.
And to be fair, Shaper didn't get added into PoE until over a year after the game was out.
Also true. Wait, that's a blatant lie. Shaper took more than 1 year to come out, didn't it? I think. What, did it really come out so fast? No way.
Now, it's still Lilith 1.
Yeah.
No matter how many items, no matter how many uniques, no matter how many numbers you adjust, no matter how many different paint themes you put on top of the environment, it's still Lilith.
Honestly, the vampire environment looks okay, and the events there are surprisingly good, honestly, you know? You burn the corpses. You know, there's like 5 ways of things summoning. That's pretty good. The boss-ish monsters, the playable character monsters that you can get from the chalices and things, kind of neat, The amount of things just spawning on you, and some basic packs, honestly. I mean, the density in the overworld is better, but honestly, it's still trash. Because what I would want with density to happen is, if you stop to kill a pack, like, the other, 5 packs near that start attacking you also. Now, that would be a really good change, honestly. But, it's not that bad. The Vampiric Zones events, kind of honestly as good as it honestly gets. They're good, they're rewarding, they feel okay? And you don't have to wait 15 years for them to spawn and things like that. But everything other than that, meh.
With one. So... what do I mean by that? Well,
what was this?
Everything's still kind of...
Oh, the Code of Paint, I completely forgot. The fact that they're just reskins does make it feel so painful. Honestly, I hate how the reskin mobs look. They just feel trash, man. Come on, Blizzard, you're a multi-billion-dollar company owned by a bigger multi-billion-dollar company now. You can make a new model. The artists are literally sitting there doing nothing, probably, because that's what happens in companies. Artists are the first ones to finish, because artists are useless creatures that should be treated like cattle in real life. That's just my personal opinion.
Skills and all that. That's where I would have liked to have seen them do some adjustments. We were on stream earlier looking at the Diablo 2, which is a 20-year-old game.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Versus this game, and how the skill trees are.
Play that one, guys.
I won't even say similar, but like you get more options with Diablo 2. Similar in the fact that they all kind of lead to one way, and you only have a limited number of choices or whatever. But
I mean, unironically, Diablo 2 at the end game has way more ways to play each class. By the way, way more ways to play each class than Diablo 4. On a base level, they're honestly kind of similar-ish, Paladins have roughly 3 viable builds, I should say. Barbarians have roughly 3 viable ways of playing. That's more than, by the way, the actual Barbarian in Diablo 4, by the way. Just let that sink in. The Rogue, the equivalent of Amazon, has less viable ways to play than Diablo 2 counterpart. I'm playing Rogue now, so this is why all of my argumentation is going to be Rogue. I'm maybe going to throw in the Sorceress, Necromancer, and Druid also time to time, but currently I'm playing Rogue kind of mainly. So I'm going to express everything with that. The Rogue is a literal reskin of Amazon from Diablo 2, but all the good parts of the Amazon are taken away, okay? That's the reality of the Rogue class. You got the equivalent of Strafe, the Amazon skill that shoots five arrows at creatures, which is a completely full-on blown downgrade in Diablo 4 because it only can ever target one creature, and that's useless. Okay, why can't the base skill just be the same as Diablo 2 Strafe, and it can target every creature, or up to 5 creatures, and it picks at random or which one is closer? That would feel so better. But instead, it's just a blatantly unusable skill that no one ever fucking plays with. It would be so easy to make it viable. Just copy the mechanics from Diablo 2. Easy. But instead, what do we get? Nothing. We get nothing. Then you have the multi-shot ability, which is, again, a complete downgrade from Diablo 2. It can't be used for clear. It can be slightly used for single target damage, but you don't honestly want to do that most of the time. Well, you do, technically, but it feels really bad. Plus, the animation is only, by the way, if you look at the animation is only of a bow. So if you're using a crossbow, and when the ghost after image things spawn, they all use bows, even if you're using a crossbow, which is kind of fucking stupid, not gonna lie. Why couldn't that just be a blatant copy of Diablo 2 Amazon multi-shot? With the difference that the arrows can hit a single target multiple times. Like, for example, a cap of 5. So it's also good for single target damage. Why couldn't that be the case? I don't know. It's just... the Rogue is just blatantly a downgrade from Diablo to Amazon in so many respects. It's crazy. It just doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Hopefully they'll fix that, but I'm firm in my belief right now
I'm
that
not
you
sure. I
will
haven't
be
played Diablo
paying
2.
to fix the game. You will pay for another expansion that will fix the game, or at least give a major.
No. See, that's how they get you. Is that they think that. So this. Let me explain something. All right. This is the Blizzard technique. All right. And so this is time, and this is quality. Right. And so like the quality is supposed to go up over time, and then the expansion is supposed to do this.
No.
Let me explain what really happens.
No. No. That's not what expansions are supposed to honestly do. They sometimes do it because expansions are supposed to fix problems, but it shouldn't be that steep of an increase. It should be like, and then we teeter out. Because, expansions are just supposed to add new content to the game. That's the point of an expansion. To release a new storyline, a new expansion, new things to introduce to the game, and create hype, not quality. I mean, ask World of Warcraft, Jailer, how that expansion increased on quality.
Over time, they fix the problems with the game. They begin solving the issues that they have created over time of responding to player feedback. And after, min-maxing the systems, making sure that they are done in a way that is understandable, you have the expansion come out. And then you have to start the process again. Because the expansion is...
That's World of Warcraft in a nutshell. That's 100% accurate, though. For World of Warcraft, this is 100% accurate.
Gonna bring in a number of different systems into the game that were not tested by the player base in the same way that the systems at this point were.
No. He's wrong about that, though. They're gonna introduce systems that are reskins of the old systems, but those systems are at the infancy when the old systems, the new systems are the same systems that were previously, yet they stripped all the adjustments they made because the players didn't like them, so the players do like them, and they're starting anew. So, yeah, they're gonna readjust the systems that are reskins of the old systems that had the old things that made the systems good at the end work. Okay? There's a difference.
These are going to be new systems that were just tested at this point, and then you have to spend this much time, but don't worry, they'll fix it next. Ooh, they dropped the ball on the next one, but it's okay. This one right here is going to be Diablo 5, okay? So please do not tell yourself that the next expansion will fix it.
Yep.
This is the best it's gonna get. This is what they did with Diablo 3.
True.
This is what they did with WoW. Every new expansion comes out almost, and they introduce a bunch of...
Well, to be honest, no, that's not what they did with Reaper of Souls in Diablo 3. I mean, Diablo 3 was already a stupid flaming mess before Reaper of Souls. Reaper of Souls didn't fix anything, but it didn't introduce anything bad. It just didn't change anything.
New systems that are fucking stupid. They were not tested. They have obvious problems, and we have to repeat the exact same thing all over again. That's just the way it is.
Overhaul to the game.
Yep.
I'm really hoping they get away from the generator spender system. I personally don't like it. It's my channel. I'm giving you my opinion. If you like it,
the reason why I don't like the generator spender system is that the entire goal of the game is to get away from it. Like, how many of you guys use a generator and you're like...
We talked about this. This is 100% accurate, on point, truer than true can be. Either the generation... There's only two options how generator spender systems end up being. The generator spender is annoying because you can't make it so that you know the generation is bigger than the spending, and you're annoyed because of that because it hinders you. Or the generation by default is so high that the spending is impossible. So what's the point of the system in the first place in that case? It is a horrible system.
Level 80 plus. I don't. Yeah, most people don't use one. So, like, you have these abilities. So this is what I think that they should do with, like, a new season in Diablo. They should take something that gives you, like, an ascended version of your base abilities, and it turns them into, like, really badass abilities. Like, for example, like, imagine if...
I mean, they took away caged huts from us, even though that was a good additive to the game on a technical level. So, I don't think Blizzard is gonna do that, you know, anytime soon. They still need to understand that you can't just make a new season and then they just take it away and make it non-existential.
Like a barbarian, instead of lunging strike, you can shoot like a giant fucking, like, you can do some sort of fucking, you can Superman through people, right? With, like, your mace, like your Thor. And it just, like, cuts a path through all the enemies, and it makes, like, a massive, you know, fucking, like a earthquake or something like that, a fissure in the ground. That'd be bad.
So, you're essentially like the druid rampage bear skill that does exactly what he describes. Essentially that. You just want to give druid skills to barbarians. Okay.
Ass, right? And, like, you just, like, spam that shit over and over and over. Like, you know, for example, for, let me think. What's another good example of this? Arc Lash, right? Imagine if you do that, and it just actually is like a whip. You actually are like, it's like Castlevania
that would
whipping,
be cool.
Except it does a massive fucking amount of damage if you hit people with it.
Chains
and it does, like,
and
more
whips
and less damage based off of, like, where the mobs are at. That'd be so fucking cool, right? I would love that. And the problem is that those are good ideas. Yeah, I know. But, like, let me think of another one. Necromancer. Imagine if Necromancer, you had, like, you know that one, that thing where they suck, like, the sucking one? That, like, I don't know what it's called. It's like Decrepify, I believe.
Yeah.
Imagine if you were able to use that. Is it Decrepify? No, it's Decompose, I believe.
Yeah, Decompose. Decrep is the curse. But it's close.
Like, you can use
no one uses Decompose, even though technically it's kind of not bad, but it's bad.
Decompose, and it applies to every mob, and it works as like an AOE siphon life, and you can just sit there and use it on every mob. And if it's on one target.
By the way, I just want to point out the fact that Path of Exile has that. Path of Exile has that. Feels pretty good, by the way, not gonna lie. Path of Exile has that. Feels good.
It does 200% or like 2,000%.
Not Path of Exile, not Path of Exile. Last Epoch, I'm sorry. Path of Exile has nothing on Last Epoch. Last Epoch is the superior future. Trash.
2,000, that's Diablo 3. Like 200% extra damage. It'd be fucking badass. So that's what they need to do. Because the builder-spender meta...
I mean, that's a nice pipe dream to have, honestly. But again, in Diablo 4, we don't have functional base skills in the way that they're usable. I have never seen a single rogue use anything but puncture to play with, okay? Not once have I seen a single rogue ever even consider anything else than puncture for the basic skill, okay? How can we want like cool upgrades like that? Because he is right. That would be really cool. Because again, I have done it in the last epoch, and that feels good. Okay, it feels really good. In fact, it feels amazing. But how can we want cool things like that if the base skills just suck and some of them are blatantly unusable? How can we want something cool as that if the core of the game is still completely fudged?
He's fucking trash. And the worst part about it is that it just feels bad to play. Straight up, it feels bad to play. Like having to build up energy or some sort of resource just to use the ability you want to use.
True.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm just saying that I think playing Path of Exile kind of ruined that for me. I'm not going to sit here and compare the two games and say PoE good, D4 bad, right? We're just talking in generalities.
They're for different audiences. The truth is, the PoE is for a different audience than Diablo 4.
Nah, it's not.
I hate the
It's not. You're gonna play PoE. You're gonna get tired of it. You're gonna go play Diablo 4 or Last Epoch. When you get tired of the other one, you're gonna play the other one. It's just a rotation. I mean, the PoE player base can try to delude themselves into thinking, oh, our game's so smart. But the truth is, PoE has not even the slightest hint of a challenging boss or a boss mechanic ever. It's all just shit trash, honestly, and that's pretty much it. The Searing Exarch is the only fight that requires even any brain input at all, because the balls are probably gonna kill you. Okay, that's it. There's nothing that. Path of Exile's complexity starts in the fact that you need to read roughly 3 light novellas about the crafting system to even blatantly understand how to make good characters in the late game. That's artificial hardness. Most people are not gonna just read that much, okay? That's why PoE bad.
Huge cooldowns, and I hate the generator spender. Those are the 2 glaring problems.
I do not mind the large cooldowns. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't.
Sometimes
I think
do.
they're totally fine. But I completely agree with them on the generator spender.
We could sit here and pick about itemization, and I wish, like, crit hit would have its own, like, it rolls at the top only. And then, let's say lucky hit rolls at the bottom only. But what we're seeing a lot of items is they're just kind of like a dice roll. They can hit wherever. Like, that's the kind of stuff that needs to be fixed. I should be able to, right?
I think he's talking about
placement of the
prefix and
affixes.
suffix crafting. That's interesting idea. I feel like it might take too much like secondary knowledge, so Blizzard might not want to do it because you'd have to like go to a website to figure it out. I don't know. Implicits. Well, we do have implicits in Diablo.
There are implicits.
You have implicits on your legs, and you have
well, no, the implicits he actually means in this context are, for example, that daggers are blatantly the strongest weapon in the game, because typically daggers, I'm pretty sure that only daggers have this, is percentile based plus up to 20% or up to 18% or something like that, up to 18 or 20% damage to close enemies. So that's why daggers are blatantly the most powerful weapon in the game.
Implicits on your boots.
Click, just like in D3, should be able to go over to my party's little portrait right there, right click and teleport instead of having to go to town, walk, like all that kind of stuff hadn't been addressed. I did notice I still had some gems that dropped from a world boss.
Ooh.
Right? That's just a little cute bug to throw in there.
So there's a bug.
I found myself. Well,
yeah! I got the gems from World Boss also! Yeah, so it is a bug. Yeah, because I also got them from a World Boss. Well, I noticed it later on, but the World Boss was the only meaningful thing I had done, and then I saw gems pop up.
I'll say I found myself. I can't say I was having fun. I had fun because we had a hootenanny, southern.
I'm gonna be real. Like I've had fun playing the game. I'll say it. And you know what's funny about it is like I think that there's a very good chance that by next week.
But you're not gonna play it by next week. Wanna bet that's what he says? Because the season is fun, but it's like, okay, you're gonna play it for a week. That's it.
I won't be playing Diablo 4 anymore.
See,
but right,
because that's the truth. This expansion, not an expansion, but this season is good enough to keep your attention for like a week or something like that. I have now played it for 3 days. I got tired of my rogue yesterday. I rolled a necro. That's it. I don't know what level I'm gonna get the necro to. I didn't even get the rogue to 50 because I feel like the game ended when I understood the limitations of the rogue. I really feel like the game ended when I understood the limitations of the rogue.
Right now, I'm having fun playing it. And I'm going through the game, and I'm doing all the content, and I'm really enjoying myself. And whenever I do that, and I finish it, I'm going to have had fun. Maybe I'll come back next season. Maybe I won't. Who cares?
You will.
But I'll enjoy
Everyone
myself.
will.
Smaller creators are afraid of saying it's fun, so the angry mod won't stomp them. Well, that's what's sad, right? Is that...
I mean, true. This video is gonna 100% have a bad thing, a bad title about Diablo 4. Look at this. I mean, is Diablo 4 still bad? This is obviously not even close to the question, and Asmongold is built up to 2.17 million sub-channel. And even then we need to say, Diablo 4 bad. I mean, it is what it is.
People are so afraid of saying that they're having fun with a video game. I think it's weird, man. I really do.
We had a damn party going on, dance party. We were singing and calling
It's fine, Asmon. Some people like bad games, enjoy Diablo 4. Yeah. And, like, I'm not saying that, like, it's better than PoE or anything like that. I never played Last Epoch. I can't even really comment on that. But I'm enjoying myself playing the game, and it's been nice. And whenever I stop enjoying myself, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moderator, Hippie Don.
As it was said at the start, Diablo 4, even if it's a shit game, it was still worth the money.
Hey, Joe, we were calling him hippie names and busting out the hippie drill and all kind of stuff, right? We were having a blast. But it wasn't because we were playing Diablo. It was because we were having a clown session on stream.
Yeah, sure.
So when you start focusing in on it and trying to put together a build and all that, that's where it starts.
I don't know how we did this, but, like, this video gives me such very strong, like, public access, like, local access television station vibes. I think it's the camera quality.
Yeah,
with, like,
that's
the green
true.
screen behind him. Like, I'm feeling
the
like
green screen is good. The camera quality is like he's from the 70s. I wanted to say that at the start, but man, that didn't seem like a big thing. But yeah, it's true. It does feel like
watching this in the year is 2001.
I wondered if this is intentional.
Yeah, it's like the VHS quality camera. Yeah, it's so good. I could watch this all day.
Yeah. But anyway, it's not a hate session. Just wanted to give you my feedback about it. It's a step in the right direction. It's still mid. It's still not something that I'm going to run out and say, hell yeah. The feedback from my community is about split down the middle.
Yeah,
right?
I'd say it's about the same for me.
If you like it, that's great, right? And I'm not saying I hate it.
I don't know what kind of people honestly would not like Season 4, though. I mean, it's still as bad as it gets, but it's playable. I don't know. Maybe people don't like it because of principle at this point. Because again, Season 2 better than expected. Diablo 4 still bad.
And I see everybody's DM's playing it. Asmon's playing it.
No,
I mean, I think Rax probably has like 5 characters that are 100 by now. Like
probably by now, yeah, at least.
More probably,
I think people are subconsciously bothered by your giving as much of a chance as PoE or Last Epoch because of your attachment to Blizzard. But I put thousands of hours into PoE. Like, and that's the thing is like. The reason why, like, people will always find excuses for why, but the truth is that I've played PoE a lot, and I think that I am the only person, one of the only people who is totally fair.
Ah, yes, again. I love how he, dude, how fucking gone do you honestly need to be to unironically constantly say that, yeah, everyone in the world is not fair about things, except me. Yeah. Everyone else has biases, I don't. How gone do you need to, unironically, to have this opinion? And keep in mind, that is exactly this opinion. Again, we have seen this a couple of times. It's ironic. I am the only one who can judge this thing fairly, because I have no biases, and everyone else in the world has. That is unironically the opinion. How far do you need to be gone to legitimately say that with full conviction?
I am completely fair with every game that I play.
Yes, of course.
And the problem is that...
Yes, but Dark Souls is a shit game, but somehow magically it's the best game ever. The World of Warcraft retail is bad because, well, his main problem with it is just too hard. And Lost Ark is a bad game because he paid to win. He comes back after 2 years and he's no longer on top. Yeah, I'm sure those are very blatantly not biased things, you know? Very blatantly non-biased. Crazy.
Because I'm so fair, there are people that get mad at me and they say, well, you're not telling me what I want to hear, so I'm...
Dude. His chat is not even agreeing. That's technically kind of rare, I think. And the best part is, he probably is looking at the chat and he's thinking it's a joke. Unironically, completely lost in the sauce. Unironically, 100% lost in the sauce.
I'm mad at you. It happens with every game. Do you remember, like, whenever I say Lords of the Fallen was problematic, and now everybody else is saying the same thing?
I'm pretty sure everyone said that about Lords of the Fallen.
But I said it on the first day.
Wow!
With New World, remember that?
No, you actually say that New World's expansion is great. Yeah, which it's not. It's the same shit. New World's expansion added nothing new to the game. Technically, it added a weapon and a mount, but those things are not gonna fundamentally change the game. Those things mean nothing. New World's expansion is just more of the same and nothing new. Like, the idea of adding something new to the New World is pretty much forsaken at this point in time, okay? But he calls that a good expansion, and why? Well, simple, because he enjoys New World as the game that it is. So, obviously, adding more of the same that you like, is gonna end up being a positive thing in your opinion if you like the things that already exist. But for people who don't like what New World is, aka the vast majority of existence, well, this the new expansion for New World is trash. Because it changed nothing. It's more of the same old what you already had previously.
And remember how everybody shit on me for Lies of P, but then you go to the subreddit now, everybody's talking about the same things I thought?
No idea, honestly.
It's actually crazy how many times it happens.
No, it's not.
I was one of the only people that was talking about Uber Lilith being fucked up, too. Everyone disliked New World at the beginning.
Everyone was talking about Uber Lilith being fucked up. The fact that it has a barely visible insta-kill mechanic that you have no choice but to dodge, it's just bad game design. Oh, also, by the way, I thought about this a little bit, and I have created a condensed version of what is bad game design in top-down games, okay? Because as we all know, Lost Ark is good boss design. Very good boss design. Very challenging, very interesting, very unique. Okay, they have done a lot, and it's a top-down game, so you are definitely limited in some aspects, right? Not to say that it's more limiting than others, but you get the point. Okay? And you know what Lost Ark never does? There is never a situation where there's just something randomly spewing shit on the floor that you can't stand in. And even if there is a situation where that is happening, that is the main mechanic of the thing that's happening. Like, there's nothing else happening. If there's something spewing on the ground that you can't stand in Lost Ark, that is the main mechanic. Everything else stops, comes to a halt, and you need to concentrate on the shit on the ground. There is never a boss fight in Lost Ark where something randomly is just on fire and you can't stand in it. Okay? It is either the main mechanic that's currently happening and nothing else matters, or it doesn't exist. Path of Exile. Horrible boss design, zero challenge, completely brain-dead monkey garbage. Has tons of that shit. Everything just randomly just shits diarrhea something out on the screen that you can't stand in for no other reason than you can't stand in. Diablo 4, same exact thing, okay? This is how I judge now games that have good bosses or not. At least for the top-down games. Okay? It's by the stuff that's on the ground.
You didn't play it. I understand you might not remember. I remember you don't.
You can play it, but how long is that going to last?
Oh, that was a pretty short self-glorification session from Asmongold, only roughly 2 minutes. Wow. Wow.
Thing. And I think I've spent about 2 or 3 days analyzing it. What would really help a lot is leaderboards. And I know they said they're coming in season 3, but think about this for a second. If they had given us the cube, okay, and
that would be horrible.
Had given us leaderboards, it would have blown all of our minds. That's just my opinion.
One of the worst things that I think about Diablo 4 Season 2 is the fact that, there was the stupid ring in Diablo 3 where it gave you 200% of a certain type of elemental damage and everyone used it because it was blatantly the best damage multiplier in the game. Diablo 4 now added that in a form of, it's a little bit of an easier version of it and it's less damage multiplier, but they added it. That's bad. I don't want anything Diablo 3-esque added to Diablo 4 because Diablo 3 is bad without redemption. Diablo 4, redeemable.
If they'd given us a damn cube as our season and incorporated it into the game, that would have blown everybody away. Just my personal thinking.
The cube sucks.
Anyway, D4 mid. I'm passing it around. Pass it around, D4 mid. Thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Follow me on Twitch if you want to do that. Like and subscribe. We'll see y'all next time.
I think they need to do some different stuff. Like, I think that season 2 is still kind of a safe season, but I will have to say that I think it's a big improvement over what we had.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I think if you have already purchased Diablo 4, if Diablo 4 is on your Steam page, on your Battle.net, and you...
Yeah, there's no reason to not play it. That's pretty much the take. Anyway, this was Quizzer Sensei. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.